Imagine devoting your entire childhood to mastering not just one, but two of the most unforgiving performance arts in the world, only to risk it all in a single, 3-minute window on national television. This is the reality for the teenage prodigies who step onto the Britain's Got Talent stage. But for one specific artist, the stakes were unimaginably higher. Today, we are diving deep into the untold story of Rafferty Cooper, the musical magician who completely shattered the traditional reality television mold. We are peeling back the polished television edit to reveal the grueling isolation of his early training, the crushing psychological weight of sudden viral fame, and the ruthless industry battles fought behind the scenes. This is not just a story about a boy who played the piano and performed card tricks. This is a masterclass in artistic survival. Prepare to discover what it truly takes to invent an entirely new genre of entertainment, and the heavy price of becoming a primetime sensation overnight. To understand the magnitude of his television breakthrough, we first have to examine the absolute obsession required to build his act in the shadows. For the average performer, mastering classical piano requires years of brutal discipline, endless scales, and solitary confinement in practice rooms. Similarly, mastering the art of illusion demands thousands of hours practicing sleight of hand in front of a mirror until the muscle memory becomes entirely subconscious. Rafferty Cooper did not choose one of these grueling paths. He boldly chose to walk both simultaneously. Growing up, while his peers were experiencing a normal adolescence, he was effectively living a double life of extreme artistic isolation. The mental bandwidth required to seamlessly synchronize complex musical phrasing with highly deceptive physical manipulation is staggering. Most industry veterans would consider blending these two distinct disciplines a logistical nightmare, heavily prone to catastrophic failure. Yet, in the quiet solitude of his early years, he was meticulously engineering a completely new lane of performance art. He was not just practicing to be good. He was preparing to completely disrupt the established norms of live entertainment. This intense period of invisible, relentless grinding is the foundation that the television cameras never capture, proving that his eventual explosion onto the national stage was not a stroke of luck, but the result of calculated, almost superhuman dedication to an impossible craft. Bringing a completely untested, hybrid genre to the most intimidating stage in the United Kingdom carries an unimaginable level of risk. When Rafferty walked out to face the judging panel, he was not just battling standard performance anxiety. He was carrying the immense weight of presenting an act that could easily be misunderstood. Television audiences are conditioned to easily digest distinct categories. You are either a singer, a dancer, or a magician. By blurring those lines, he risked confusing the judges and alienating the millions of viewers watching at home. If the piano playing faltered even slightly, the magic would lose its rhythm. If the illusion was exposed, the musicality would instantly be overshadowed by the mistake. It was an incredibly high-wire balancing act with absolutely no safety net. The sheer psychological fortitude required for a 17-year-old to stand before industry titans like Simon Cowell and execute a flawless, multidisciplinary routine is staggering. He had to suppress the paralyzing fear of public humiliation and command the room with the authority of a seasoned veteran. When he successfully delivered that initial audition, it wasn't just a victory of talent, it was a massive triumph of mental endurance. He proved that true artistic bravery means stepping outside the comfortable, pre-approved reality television boxes and forcing the world to pay attention to something they have never seen before. The risk paid off spectacularly, but it initiated a chain reaction of pressure that would test his limits in ways he could never have anticipated. The climax of that massive gamble arrived with a deafening roar and a shower of golden confetti. Earning the Golden Buzzer directly from KSI was the ultimate validation of his lifelong dedication, instantly catapulting him into the upper echelon of the competition. However, The media apparatus immediately spins this moment into a fairy tale, selling the audience the illusion that a golden buzzer is a magical ticket to a stress-free career. The untold reality is that this coveted prize instantly transforms the recipient into the ultimate target. The moment that golden confetti hits the floor, the expectations skyrocket to an almost unattainable level. He was no longer just a talented teenager trying his best. He was suddenly the definitive act to beat, heavily scrutinized by the press, the public, and the ruthless producers. The psychological burden of suddenly becoming the frontrunner is heavy enough to crush seasoned professionals, let alone a 17-year-old navigating the treacherous waters of sudden fame. Every single decision he made from that point forward, his song choices, his routine design, his public statements, was magnified and dissected by an audience of millions. The Golden Buzzer provided a massive shortcut to the live shows, but it also painted a massive bulge on his back, forcing him into a relentless pressure cooker where absolutely nothing less than perfection would be tolerated by the viewing public. The transition from an underdog to the undisputed favorite is a perilous journey, marking the exact moment his childhood ended and his high-stakes professional career truly began. Surviving the live semifinals under this newfound, crushing level of expectation required a strategic masterclass in escalating showmanship. The television network demands bigger, bolder, and more visually spectacular routines for the live broadcasts, placing an agonizing burden on independent creators to top their previous miracles in a matter of weeks. For Rafferty, the challenge was monumental. How do you elevate an act that is already balancing two wildly different art forms? His response was the highly ambitious mind-reading routine set to Queen's Don't Stop Me Now, a performance that required absolute razor-sharp precision. The behind-the-scenes reality of constructing this act involved sleepless nights of chaotic rehearsals, mechanical failures, and the constant, gnawing fear that the illusion might critically misfire on live, unforgiving television. While the audience saw a seamless, high-energy spectacle, the untold truth is a frantic scramble of last-minute adjustments, intense vocal strain, and the sheer terror of performing complex mentalism while simultaneously executing a demanding musical arrangement. The live television environment is notoriously chaotic, with strict timing cues and aggressive camera movements that can easily ruin an illusionist's carefully planned misdirection. Navigating this logistical nightmare while projecting effortless charm and unwavering confidence is a testament to his elite performance pedigree, effectively silencing any lingering doubts about his capability. With massive primetime success comes the incredibly volatile, often toxic reality of viral internet fame. In the modern era, becoming a reality television sensation means your entire life is suddenly placed under a brutal digital microscope. Millions of viewers were instantly captivated by his talent, but the internet is also a breeding ground for relentless skepticism and aggressive cynicism. For a teenager, the sudden influx of thousands of comments, ranging from overwhelming adoration to harsh, unwarranted criticism, can be deeply destabilizing. Keyboard warriors aggressively tried to dismantle his illusions, dissecting his performances frame by frame to expose the mechanics of his magic, while simultaneously critiquing his vocal pitch and piano technique. The untold struggle of modern fame is the quiet, exhausting battle to protect your mental health while swimming in a sea of digital noise. Rafferty had to rapidly develop an impenetrable emotional armor to shield himself from the negativity while remaining genuinely connected to his loyal supporters. This forced maturation process is something reality television contracts never prepare you for. He had to learn how to compartmentalize the intense public scrutiny, separating his core identity from the heavily debated public persona that the internet was trying to construct around him, a task that has broken many young stars before him. The ability to maintain his focus and artistic integrity amidst this chaotic digital crossfire is arguably one of his most impressive, yet entirely invisible, achievements during his rapid ascent to stardom. Reaching the grand finale of Britain's Got Talent is an incredible milestone, but the physical and emotional toll it extracts from the performers is heavily obscured by the glamour of the production. By the time the final week arrives, the contestants are operating on pure adrenaline and extreme sleep deprivation. The endless cycle of press junkets, grueling camera rehearsals, wardrobe fittings, and last-minute staging changes strips away any remaining illusion of a glamorous Hollywood lifestyle. For Rafferty, the finale represented the absolute zenith of his physical and mental endurance. He was not just fighting for a cash prize or a prestigious theatrical slot. He was fighting to solidify his permanent legacy in the entertainment industry. The untold story of finale night is the crushing realization that, within a few short hours, the massive corporate machine that has dictated your every move for months is going to abruptly pack up and leave. The safety net of the television studio was about to vanish, and the terrifying reality of true independence was looming just over the horizon. Stepping onto that stage for the final time requires pushing past absolute exhaustion to deliver a career-defining performance, knowing that the real battle for survival begins the very second the director yells cut and the audience finally goes home. This high-stakes environment forces young artists to dig deeper than they ever thought possible, transforming the finale from a simple talent showcase into the ultimate test of human resilience and unyielding professional determination. The most dangerous phase of a reality television career is the deafening silence that follows the final broadcast. When the primetime spotlight moves on to hunt for the next seasonal sensation, former contestants are often thrown into a predatory landscape of aggressive talent agencies and exploitative management contracts. The corporate entertainment machine heavily favors boxing unique talents into highly marketable, easily digestible novelty acts. The pressure applied to young, newly famous artists to capitalize on their 15 minutes of fame is immense and often highly destructive. Rafferty found himself standing at a critical crossroads, heavily targeted by industry executives who wanted to strip away the complex, hybrid nature of his act in favor of a standardized, cookie-cutter pop or magic routine. The untold story of his post-show journey is the fierce, behind-the-scenes battle to retain absolute creative control over his brand. It takes an incredible amount of courage for a teenager to look seasoned industry billionaires in the eye and refuse their lucrative but restrictive offers. This period of intense negotiation and strategic maneuvering is where most reality stars lose their identity. But Rafferty understood that signing away his artistic autonomy for a quick paycheck would ultimately destroy the very essence of what made him extraordinary in the first place. By firmly rejecting the corporate fast track, he chose the much harder, unpaved road of artistic independence, setting a powerful precedent for how modern artists can actively protect their intellectual property and creative vision. Embracing this radical artistic independence required a massive pivot in how he distributed his content to the world. Relying on traditional television appearances to sustain a career is an outdated strategy in the modern creator economy. Rafferty recognized that true power lies in direct communication with his audience, entirely bypassing the legacy media gatekeepers who initially launched his career. He aggressively weaponized digital platforms, utilizing the fast-paced, highly engaging format of TikTok and Instagram to present his musical magic on his own exact terms. The untold brilliance of this strategy is how it completely circumvents the rigid constraints of a live television broadcast. He no longer had to condense his entire artistic vision into a heavily edited 3-minute window. He could experiment with long-form illusions, intimate acoustic performances, and behind-the-scenes glimpses that fostered a deeply loyal, highly interactive digital community. This transition from a television contestant to a self-sustaining digital mogul is a masterclass in modern brand management. He effectively built an independent media empire from the ground up, proving that an artist does not need the constant validation of network executives if they understand how to master the algorithms and consistently deliver elite-level entertainment directly to the consumer's pocket. This aggressive digital takeover ensured that his relevance would never be dictated by television ratings, creating an unbreakable bond with a global fan base that actively supports his independent touring and creative endeavors. As his independent career flourished, he began to fundamentally elevate and redefine the core mechanics of live performance art. Traditional magic has historically struggled to shed its somewhat cheesy, parlor trick reputation, while classical and contemporary piano performance can often feel rigid and overly formal. The untold genius of Rafferty Cooper is how he surgically dismantled the stereotypes of both genres and forged them into a highly sophisticated, deeply emotional modern theatrical experience. He wasn't simply performing a card trick while playing a chord. He was using the emotional cadence of the music to manipulate the psychological packing of the illusion. This deep synergy between audio and visual deception represents a massive leap forward for the art of magic. He proved that an illusion can be genuinely moving, using the piano not just as a background track, but as an active, breathing partner in the performance. This level of theatrical innovation requires a profound understanding of human psychology, musical theory, and technical sleight of hand. By refusing to settle for the cheap thrills of standard reality show magic, he has actively pushed the boundaries of what is possible on stage, earning deep, unwavering respect from both veteran illusionists and serious musical professionals across the globe. He is actively writing a brand new playbook for live entertainment, challenging the next generation of performers to abandon the safety of single-discipline acts and embrace the terrifying, beautiful complexity of hybrid art forms. Looking forward, the trajectory of Rafferty Cooper's career serves as the ultimate blueprint for surviving and conquering the modern entertainment industry. He completely shattered the derogatory stigma associated with reality television alumni, proving that a talent competition is merely a highly effective springboard, not a final destination. The untold story of his rise is not defined by the confetti, the celebrity judges, or the viral views. It is defined by the quiet, unrelenting resilience of an artist who absolutely refused to let the world dictate who he was going to be. He took the intense pressure, the global scrutiny, and the predatory corporate landscape, and he used it all as fuel to forge an unbreakable independent empire. He stands today not just as a successful musical magician, but as a pioneer of contemporary performance art, completely unbound by the traditional rules of show business. As he continues to sell out venues and dominate digital platforms, he leaves behind a powerful, undeniable legacy. He proved that when you possess absolute mastery over your craft and the courage to protect your creative vision at all costs, you don't just survive the reality television machine, you completely transcend it, securing your rightful place as a permanent, revolutionary force in the global entertainment landscape. The lights of that initial audition may have faded, but the empire he built in the aftermath will continue to inspire countless young artists to trust their unique visions and bravely redefine the very nature of the impossible.